Welcome to the Industrialization and Localization Expert channel. I'm your host Mwakule Lope, and today we're bringing you a special feature titled The South Korean Pharmaceutical Industry. South Korea is one of the developed economies in the world. One thing that they have been doing was to invest in research and development into the pharmaceuticals. South Korea exports over 87% of their finished pharmaceutical products across the globe. And this goes into markets such as the United States of America, the United Kingdom, Japan, and a few more others. They embarked heavily on the research and development programs, and this has seen an advancement in production of a variety of other drugs. They focus heavily on a few drugs that we're going to mention, which talks to the likes of the antibiotics, the anti-arthritics, the anti-ulcers, and a few others. At ILE, we did quite an intense research into understanding deeply why they focus on this. The world is continuously infected with various diseases, illnesses, and dysfunction of the human body system. Of late, we also know there is a coronavirus. South Korea is not immune to it, and they've already invested massively into trying to find a vaccine and future cure. At ILE, we did this intensively so that we can be able to provide you these insights. This industry in South Korea alone is worth over 87 billion US dollars. It's a couple of trillions in terms of the Korean won. However, they continue to invest massively. Now, take a look at this table, which depicts the new drug approvals based on companies on their therapeutic categories. You can see they've got various antis, your antibiotics, anti-ulcer, anti-cancer, to name a few, and there's those for erectile dysfunction, you see those for respiratory systems and hypersensitivity and so forth. South Korea produced its first drug in 1999. But since then, they've gone to develop over 29 other new medicinal drugs. And to date, they have been approved by the likes of the US FDA and also the EMA, which is in the Middle East and Asia. And they have started to penetrate those markets intensively. South Korea is actually becoming one of the fastest growing big players in the pharmaceutical industry, especially in the biotech arena. They are expected to grow up to 20 billion US dollars by the end of 2020. We've seen that coming from 18 billion in around 2016, and they are on track to surpass that estimated target. We have seen a lot of interest from various other countries around the globe who actually wants to partner with South Koreans for the development of these various drugs. This is primarily based on the fact that South Korea has invested intensively into research and development. There is over 660 companies that manufacture drugs, and most of them are intensely into the R&D. There is a ranking of the top 41 companies based on the kind of drugs that they actually doing the research on. And these are classified into the various drugs as we unpack them for you. And this here shows you the different kind of R&D pipelines that are, ranked by company, by stage. And you can see there you've got research, preclinical, and the ones that are already approved and so forth. With over 900 different kind of new medicines that were developed, Korea boasts over 4% of the global market in terms of drug development initiatives. Since 2017, there has been 29 drugs that have already been approved. The South Korean Ministry of Health and Welfare states that there's 5 top countries that buy South Korean drugs. And by rank, they have Germany on top, spending over $250 million US, followed by Japan, second, on $230 million US. Then on third, they have China, which buys over $200 million worth of dollars. And on fourth, they have Turkey, which spend approximately $190 million US. And the ranking USA on the 5th position with just over $180 million US. This is how massive their export market is. And there are many other countries that are not within these top 5 that consumes the South Korean produced drugs. Now, let us look at the kind of government support initiatives that they have done. In support of the various companies that were already in the space of pharmaceuticals, the government created what they call Korea Free Economic Zones. And primarily, these were designed to strengthen national competition for businesses in the country and to ensure that everyone else transform their businesses to become global competitive. So they basically created hubs that made sure that the overall support is garnered around the Asian economies. What we depict here, you can see it's massively what the whole Korean R&D based pharmaceutical industry is structured around. You can see in the nucleus, and you've got a variety of support structures around it. And this is what makes any innovation program successful. You can see the various ministries that are supporting this, from your Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Health and Welfare. You do have the Korea Food and Drug Administration and many other elements around that supports this. And the knowledge economy. If most of the other countries that are implementing their innovation and R&D programs can come together and have this kind of a nucleus and an implementation program that is going to be robust, then we can learn a few elements from the South Koreans. The industrialization and localization expert is bringing you this feature so that you can have better insights and look at how massive support these kind of programs require, how intense the localization elements strategies, and structure needs to be placed. Patience is one of the things that teaches us that for you to get the fruits out on the other side, you need to put in effort now. Industrialization. It is attested that Korea is an industrialized country. The pharmaceutical industry is contributing massively to those programs. And this for us is to say, draw up lessons that you can be able to implement. You can still have an influence and impact into the various spaces that you operate in. As we continue to strive and fight a lot of other illnesses, diseases, viruses, you name them, the pillar remains your ability to produce the vaccines, the cures, and so forth. We take pride in IEL to say, we hope you enjoyed this feature. We shall be engaging with you. Give us those reviews, comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our pages, and we say enjoy.